is the No Face Movements, March the 25th, 2019. We are about to enter World War III in the next few months or within the next year. We are already at this critical point that we are already at war. All right, and a biblical event happened on February the 20th, 2019. NASA spots a mysterious dragon aurora in the sky. All right, and this is the picture of it. It is a green dragon with a serpent tongue coming out. All right, in the Hebrew Bible, not the American Bible, in the Hebrew Bible, horses really meant dragons. All right, the four horsemen, the four riders of the dragon. This is the green one, folks. In this video, we are explaining about World War III, about war, the dragon version of green with viruses and war, what kind of storm is coming. All right, because it's going to multiply. It ain't just one of the horsemen, it's also a dragon horseman. So it means war with diseases, war with bloodshed and destruction, as great as a fire with a purple tongue. All right, and here we go. And a lot of these tests that ran tests on the United States of America. They keep on repeating the United States of America will get our asses handed to us by Russia or China. And the reason is because we are so dependent on satellites. All right. Now the United States know this. Now they're trying to get the old Morse code, bring some of the old equipment back that we used to use in previous wars before we have satellites, folks. All right. But our country's grid lines are well over 50 years old, a lot of it. Our technology, our solar plants, all these places, we're in very danger of a blackout this year. Okay, folks? And EMP weapons is the thing, and the RANs thing that China and Russia will do first, because they know that's our weakness. Our weakness is our power grid. When we spend money, we don't spend money on old technology. We spend money on satellites, on GPS, on drones. All it takes is an EMP to knock out our communication, and our army is down. That's why if you look at Russia or Chinese army, they talk about they got old equipment. They got old equipment just in case their satellites go down. But we don't. We put them in graveyards. We don't use that kind of equipment no more. But now the government is preparing for it. In this article, U.S. military is preparing for a war without GPS. All right. So after the ran their tests showing that the United States of America, our army will get our asses beat by Russia, China. Like, we will get our ass completely beat, because all they would do is aim for our satellites and our whole army's grounded, folks. So now they're now they're training our army for war without GPS, like around World War II, World War I, old school warfare. This is from Daily Mail, and this is the official wording to the Pentagon of the United States of America. This is real news. This is what Rand did and gave it to the Pentagon. America gets its ass handed to it in World War III simulation. U.S. forces are defeated by Russia and China in almost every scenario analyzed war. All right, a non-profit global policy think tank, RAND, performed similar war scenarios to test how the U.S. would fare against other leading military superpowers. The simulations cover battle on land, at sea, in the air, space, and cyberspace. Analyzed warned last week that the U.S. loses to Russia or China in most scenarios. However, they said it will just take $24 billion annually to improve our outcome. So $24 billion a year more to beef up our satellites, to learn Morse code, to teach old techniques of war to our soldiers and get older version of battleships where they don't need satellites just to depend on. They can do Morse code. That's what they're talking. All right. So this is what we're going into. And Russia already knows this. China is already known this. Right now, Russia and China are looking at us because we're at war with Russia and China with tariffs and sanctions. All right. With tariffs and sanctions. Now they're preparing for war with us, folks. This is what's coming now. All right, and here we go. First off, what's going on in Venezuela? There's an uprising in Venezuela. All right, folks, and Russia is there with them now. Russia has landed planes and a lot of their military forces in Venezuela. All right, and it may sound crazy, but Russian-Venezuela relations and foreign relation between Venezuela and Russia remains one of Russia's most important trading military allies in Latin America, making a strong bond in a bilateral relation between the two nations, Russia and Venezuela. That's Russian President Vladimir Putin and Tehran meeting President Maduro in Iran. All right, so let's move on. So we're moving on. And the reason why Donald Trump wants to build a wall is, yes, some of it is not to bring the drugs in our country, but the wall is very important, people. I don't like Donald Trump, all right? I do not like Donald Trump at all, but the wall is necessary. Wake up. I just told you Russia and Venezuela are good. Russia, right now as we speak, got military troops in Venezuela. They're preparing a war with the United States of America. China's preparing a war with the United States of America. Just look at the news. Just type in China versus America. We're going in their South China Sea. They're buzzing our airplanes. Russia planes are buzzing us. We are surrounding. We're doing NATO forces exercise right now around Russia with NATO. All right, Russia is doing exercises with Venezuela and other South American countries to invade the United States of America. Cuba is also included, this, folks. So wake up. This is the reason why we need the wall. Donald Trump ain't telling you we need a wall. He's telling y'all we need a wall for drugs coming in our country and all that stuff. But the real reason we need a wall is to stop Russia from invading our country from the south or China. All right, and this is what's happening. This is what we're doing in China to stop China to come near and build those army base in the South China Sea. This was written on March the 22nd, 2019. Marines seize Pacific Island as training for war with China. For training with war, the 31st U.S. Marine Expedition seized a tiny island airfield with special operation airmen and soldiers as part of a new island hopping strategy. Last week, 31st MU, backed by 3rd Marine Division, 3rd Marine Logic Group, and 1st Marine Aircraft Wing members of the Air Force 353rd Special Operation Group and Army soldiers with the 1st Platoon Battalion, 1st Special Force Group conduct a series of similar military exercising, attacking and seizing Little Shim Island located off the north coast of Okinawa Island in the East China Sea. So what they're doing is these army groups are coming in. Now they're training how to take over, because you see China's building a lot of these artificial islands and taking over islands and building military bases. They're training our soldiers how to come in, you can see the pictures, and invade these little islands that China is doing, because we're at a turf war. All right, we're about to be in an EMP. Electricity's about to get knocked out, so our government is beefing up our security, going back to the old ways. All right, we used to laugh about Russia and China having old equipment, but they got old equipment just in case their satellites do fall. But we don't have that kind of technology no more. But now we're reinvesting in it, because all they had to do is take down our satellites and our army's done. So now they're buffering it up, going back to old aircraft carriers, going back to old technology that we had, Morse codes, all that stuff, where we didn't depend on GPS, navigating with the maps without GPS, and new other technology that's way better than GPS. All right, folks? And this is a very serious thing. And I'm just going to keep on talking about the wall. We need the wall. I want all you Americans just to wake up. I don't like Donald Trump either, but we do need the wall. And I'm about to prove the point why we need the wall, because today Russia is landing more and more. Today on March 25th, 2019, Russia is bringing in airplanes full of military soldiers, bringing whole squadrons and boats to Venezuela. And here we go. This is why we need the wall. That's why our National Guards are going down to South America. It ain't to just stop immigration. It is to stop Russian from coming in here to America. On March the 25th, 2019, Pompeo warns Russia to cease its unconstructive behavior in Venezuela. U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo spoke with Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov on Monday and called on Russia to cease its unconstructive behavior in Venezuela. State Department spokesman Robert Palin said in a statement, the United States will not stand idle by as Russia exacerbate tensions in Venezuela, the statement said. The continued insurgence of Russian military personnel to support the illegitimate regime of Nicolas Maduro in Venezuela risk prolong the suffering of Venezuela people who overwhelm interim President Juan Guaido, the statement says. Russian planes arrived on Saturday. So right now, Russian planes arrived on Saturday at Simboliva International Airport near Kakus, I'm sorry if I'm not saying, a diplomatic source in Kakus told the Russian state-owned media RIA Novosti. According to sources, the military came to consult with representatives of Venezuela on military technical cooperation. The source note that there is nothing mysterious because the arrival of the plane is directly related to the implements of contracts that were signed by the parties many years ago. Russia and Venezuela have a number of contracts that are under implementation, including contracts in the area of military technology cooperation, he added. Opposing leader accused of plotting terrorist acts. In Venezuela, George Raquel, the nation minister of communications, spoke on national television Saturday to accuse opposition leader, including the national president Juan Guaido, of plotting terrorist acts in the country. Rodriguez said some of the evidence was collected from personal phone. All right, folks, you can read the rest. The links are going to be at the bottom. But this is what's happening. Russia is down there in Venezuela now. Then you could just go back for years. There's been Russian presence down in Colombia and all South America, folks. All right, but this is different when you're talking about army troops and military training, giving them the weapons they need. This is why we need a border wall, folks. We are on that verge of World War III. That's why we're doing the island hopping in the South China Seas. We're hopping on islands, learning how to take it over from China that's building those islands and protecting Japan and our other allies. But this all comes down to what's really happening, the New World Order. World War III is right around the corner. Even Donald Trump is a puppet president. All presidents been a puppet president. They're controlled by a higher power at hand. We are living in the end of days. We're about to see a blackout, either 2019 to 2020. We're about to see World War III really start within this year. We are about to see the worst depression, worst recession, worst economy collapse of any generation happening here shortly in 2019 and 2020. That's going to make the Great Depression look like nothing. And last but not least, we still got Fukushima. With all the radiation, Fukushima that is destroying and killing the ocean, Fukushima that is killing millions and millions of species of animals, and no one knows it. And the radioactive Olympics next year. You got some games in the radioactive way that's going to harm those athletes. Please subscribe. Please stay tuned. This is the No Face Movement, moving the movement till next time, facing off. Please follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and of course YouTube. So moving the movement till next time, facing off.